Hey, how's everybody doing? Welcome back to Ask That Podcast on YouTube. Sorry about that. I need a sip of drink. This is I did one of you. Who knows when it goes up. A while back about from this author Felix Hobrook Haunts. It was on Conan the Barbarian and the ripoff films. So I decided I enjoyed that one. It was kind of a thin book. I enjoyed it. I saw he had one on Santo, the wrestler with the silver mask. A guy that always sounds like, oh man. I've always been into the Santo stuff. I discovered Santo and the Lucha Libre films back. Oh God, it'd have to be 90 or 91, late 90, early 91. Cable finally came to the area I grew up in, and we got I can't remember what all channel, but Discovery Channel. Back when Discovery Channel was actually pretty decent. They were showing the Incredibly Strange Film Show and some of the Incredibly Strange Film Show. But was it Jonathan Ross? And the first and only episode I remember seeing on there was him talking about all the Santo films. I'm like, oh, I got to see these. So, I'm trying to find them. I could never find them anywhere. Move out to Texas. I was looking for Lucha Libre VHS to rent. Ended up there was a Spanish video store not too far from where I lived. And I went, and they were kind of confused why I wanted a membership there, and they realized I didn't speak hardly any Spanish. I got bare minimum Spanish skills. But I kind of convinced me, and they had some of the Santo films. I'd rent them and watch them. And then at least a couple of these Santo films were shown on Mystery Science Theater, so I saw them then. So I was like, I want this book. So I got the book in, and this is a lot better. Let me go to the back here. Santo, the Silver Masked Man, is a celebrity in Mexico and in much of the Hispanic world. The popular classes quickly identified with him, and he became part of the Mexican cultural identity as a true idol of the masses. Rodolfo Guzman Hirata, I'm guessing, 1917 through 1984, dominated classical Greco-Roman wrestling, jiu-jitsu, and mixed martial arts amongst other combat disciplines. He wore a silver mask and became famous with the nickname El Santo, the Saint. His popularity amongst wrestling fans grew immensely to the point where those decided to exploit it in other fields, first in comic books and later in movies. These movies made him much more popular than ever before, and his fame transcended the Mexican borders. Purpose of this present book is to serve as a guide for each and every one of these films that have Santo as a protagonist. Until now, some biographical or sociological books have been published about the figure and impact of the Silver Masked Man, but the guide to all his films is still missing. Now, it lists all the films. So some of them are crime dramas, some of them are sci-fi, some of them are horror. And I've only seen a handful of these. Good little history of Santo at the beginning. It's about the first one, Santo contra El Cerebro del Mar. Santo versus the Evil Brain. I have not seen that one. And it gives a plot, it gives a little commentary on the film. Santo contra Hombres Infernales. Santo versus the Infernal Men. Hombres is men, contra is like fight or versus, and Infernales is infernal. And both of these were filmed out in Cuba, like back to back. They talk about how it was a predecessor to the my bookmarks. I was doing some reading. Santo contra los zombies. Santo versus the zombie. This is one of the ones I've seen. The bad thing is the copy I have has no English subtitles, no English dubbing. And I watch it going, this is interesting, but they're not. The plots are fairly simple, so you can usually keep up with what's going on by just watching and the little bit of Spanish I know. But yeah, this Santo is like these crimes are happening. They find out that it's zombies doing it, and this is not limited. Santo contra El Rey del Crimen. El Rey means the king. Del means of. So Santo versus the King of Crime. Another one of the crime drama ones. Santo en el Hotel de la Muerte. Muerte means death and hotel. So Santo in the Hotel of Death, 63. Wow, it's a thriller. Santo contra el Cerebro Diabolical. Santo versus the diabolical brain. So it ain't evil anymore, it's diabolical. It took a step up. Santo contra la Mujeres Vampiro. Santo versus the Vampire. Okay, this is the one, if I'm remembering right. Yeah, this is the one that pretty sure was shown on Mystery Science Theater. Because the Santo films were called, he was called Samson up here. Santo in el Museo de Cera, Santo in the Wax Museum. Santo versus the Strangler. I mean, look at that. Every few years, there's Santo versus the Ghost of the Strangler. Ooh. Hey, Maggie. That is good puppy. Guard and a half. Blue Demon versus Satanic Power. Hey. Hush. Hey. Hush. Hey. Sit down. Maggie, sit down. You want a spanking? Hey. And Blue Demon did a bunch of, I've got a few of these now. Santo in the Witch's Attack. Brujas. Santo and the Diabolical Axe. Santo and the Grave Robbers. Santo and Baron Bracola. Mm-hmm. Santo versus the Martian Invasion. Ooh, that sounds kind of neat. Santo versus the Villains of the Ring. And some of these end up getting a bunch of, other wrestlers involved. Other luchadors. There's just so much here. Santo in Operation 67. Santo and the Treasure of Montezuma. And I think a good chunk of these are now available with English subs or English dubs in the States. Some of you might have to buy bootlegs, but hey, this was that. Santo in El Tesoro del Dracula. Santo and the Treasure of Dracula. Almost like Gothic horror, science fiction, eroticism, and comedy. 1973, wow. This is one of the best known films of Santo, especially because there are two versions. The original black and white, a routine Gothic horror production marketed under the title of Treasure of Dracula, and one in color with some spicy nude scenes that bring it closer to the soft core genre, a version that was believed lost for many years, to the point that several of the Saints followers of Mexican wrestling films came to consider its existence just a urban legend. Santo versus Capulina. Santo contra Blue Demon in Atlantida. Santo and Blue Demon in Atlantis. Santo and Blue Demon versus the Monsters. I've got one of these. You know what? I'm going to go look and find that real quick. Santo and Blue Demon, the World of the Dead. It just keeps on going. It's very thorough. And you got, 183 pages on fucking Santo. Having a blast with this. I'm loving it. I'm wanting to see most of these now. It's like, shit. Some of them, and the weird thing is, like, if I spoke Spanish, a lot of these I can find fairly cheap. I've seen online the DVDs, they're in the little slimline case, they're dollar DVDs, it's like, fuck, my Spanish is not good enough to watch something in Spanish. I'd have to pause and rewind it. What did they say? Okay, I got like 2 words out of that sentence. And I know, it's sad, because I did learn Spanish in high school, took 2 years of it, was fairly good at it. I had like a A- in that class, did fairly well. Then, didn't use the shit for years. I finished high school, didn't use it for years. And then I moved out to Texas, lived out there for a decade, and my Spanish skills were gone. I picked up a little while I was living out there, but most of the Spanish I know I learned from watching Lucha Libre. Straight up, that's where most of the Spanish comes from. But hope y'all enjoyed that. Remember, if you did, give me that thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe, all the other bullshit. Talk to everybody later. Bye-bye.